G'day everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do things a little bit different. I already filmed these two videos and I'm going to smash them both into one video just to give you guys some more action and adventure in this video. This was filmed over a couple of days, around about a week ago, and I fitted a whole bunch of parts to my car, and it was actually the night or 2 nights before going to the track. And then I've got some track footage at the end of the video so you can see what it's like driving my newly finished, mechanically finished track car. There's still a bunch of aero to do, there's more interior stuff to do, there's more safety stuff to do, but we'll get there in the end once the funds become available. Check this out, we're gonna jump back in time now and show me fitting a bunch of race prepping accessories. Stick around all the way till the end, which shouldn't be that long. Some eargasms of wah at the track. So, made it back in one piece. Spoiler alert, so let's get into the video, enjoy. And in today's video, we're gonna be fitting a whole bunch of products to the Civic race car. And thanks again to PIYESA Hub. Jump on the carbon pre-order and get yourself some of that gear. So firstly, I wanna point out that these next 3 brands have no affiliation with each other at all. But one thing that they do have all in common is they're all Australian owned and made companies. The parts are manufactured here in Australia. 2 of them are manufactured here in Melbourne, 1 in Sydney. Fantastic, supporting Australia, supporting the Honda scene, supporting the people that support us. And I want everyone to know that I bought all these parts. Although I do know all the guys from these companies, I still bought them and I paid money for the parts. So these aren't just shout outs and recommending them because people give me free stuff because I'm a YouTuber. I am not that special and I'm not that popular. Just want you to know that. This is legit. I'm putting these things on for a reason. So the biggest one you can see here is from AeroCut. AeroCut is a local enthusiast, also engineer that designs all this stuff for undertrays under the car. We're going to go over why you need this later on. We've got products from CIRCUITWORX, which is an ECU mount for the Haltech. It's not going to be flopping around in the car anymore, and a wideband mount for the Haltech. So to keep those nice and safe. For the passenger side, I put a few rivets and some screws in the floor for different things under the car. And this is going to go over onto the passenger side for a nice flat floor, just like I did on the driver's side. After that, we're going to go and stick on some products from Holden. These guys are super duper famous all around the world actually, but they're a local company not far from me at all. And local Honda guys started out grassroots. There's heaps of stuff online about them, and you can check out their YouTube channel as well, Holden Developments. They've got all these products. They've got how-tos, they've got how to fit it all, why, what it does, how they tested it, how they designed it, why they designed it. All your questions are going to be answered if you look at their site, holdendevelopments.com. The coolest thing is some brake ducts. They are custom, specially designed for all the Hondas. We run them on the Honda. We never have an issue with brakes. These are designed to work at any speed and to duct and direct air up into your brakes. They work whether you're going around corners, whether you're going fast or slow. It's just guiding air up into your brakes area. So we're going to fit those later on. And the other one is a rear tow hook. This one I'm pretty excited about because it's nice and easy to fit. It's really nicely designed. It's made of metal, it's not alloy, so it actually is a tow hook. You can tow from it, unlike all those giant things that hang out the back of the car that look like marital aids. This is made of steel, it's for towing. It goes onto your actual tow hook that's on the back of the car or tie down strap on the spare tire well, and you can drag the car out of a sand trap on it. Hopefully I don't need to use that, but this is really well designed, really simple to install, so we're going to do that first. All right, so this one is super duper easy to fit. We just have the tow hook here, and it's a couple of 14mm spanners is all you're going to need, and then we just slot that through here like so. Now this is designed for the hatchback, and it's designed to sit exactly flush with the rear bumper of the hatchback. Obviously I have a sedan, so it is slightly different. So this one is super duper easy to fit up. You just put the bolt through on that side. It's got a bit of a shank there as well, so you can't get that wrong. Slide that through. There is a profile here, which actually is the exact profile of this shape here on your car. You'll see that when you go to fit it up yourself. Slide that through and then pop the other side on with the provided nut and hardware and just tighten that all the way up. There's no torque spec on this, so just go till it's nice and snug. That ain't going anywhere, nice and solid. Again, it's really, really strong because it's not alloy like all those ones you get off eBay and you see the kids hanging out the back of their car, which is just ridiculous. Also something for the cops to pull you up on. Now this kit even comes with its own tow hook. You can position that however you like. I'm gonna do it like this. Saves you going out and buying one. But that just points exactly to where the tow hook is if you need to use it at the racetrack, which hopefully I never do, but we've got it, which means hopefully we don't have to use it. So the next product we have from Holden is the Air Guide Kit, or brake ducts, whichever you want to call them, but they are called Air Guide Kit on the website. This comes with everything you're going to need. So the brackets, the guides, the rest of the brackets for the front which go in there, and all of the nuts and bolts and hardware, all stainless steel, nylock nuts, not going to vibrate loose. And it actually comes with some little stickers which go over here to help guide air once you've set them up and put them on properly. Now I've already gone ahead and fitted one onto this side, and I mentioned it briefly before. These air guides, they're actually not ducts. They are actually air guides because they're guiding the air in. Now this is at absolutely full lock. Now the car is at full droop, which means the wheel is drooped all the way down. So I do need to make some adjustments to this later on. But you can see if you're fully turning, full lock, which you would never do on a racetrack, the air that's still flowing under the car is still gonna hit this and pass in here and be inside the wheel well in the general braking area, which is perfect, exactly where you want it, right on the pads. The friction material in the pads is the thing that causes all of the heat. And then that sends that out through the rotors, stops the car. These aren't set up. Now there is heaps of movement. I can move them down, I can move them up, I can angle them whichever way I want. And I've got to set the ride height of these. There's an optimal height off the ground that these should be. It's all written in the write-up on the Holden website. So, but this is just here for display purposes at the moment. And you can see there all the bracketry with the Holden logo, looks awesome. And that is all up and ready to go. With the wheel pointing straight, any air that comes under here, you can see that there. That's, you know, not in its final resting place. That's all the way down. But air under the car, it's going to hit this and scoop straight in there. Even on the straights, even when your brakes are cool, it's going to make them extra cold. But if you're at a track day, they'll be on, off, on, off. So they're never actually going to get to icy cold, but they're always going to be cooling them down to get maximum efficiency out of your brakes, whilst not having ducting here in the front, which is going to mess up your aero. It's not going to have things inside here which can catch fire or get in the road or get rubbed on your tires. They're out of the road, they're not interfering with anything, and provided you don't have super bad offset or super wide tires, they're not going to touch on there. So that is an excellent, excellent upgrade, which I cannot wait to get fully set up and dialed in on the car. So here you'll see the final setup and fitment of the Holden Development Air Guides. You can see I've put the sticker on there to help guide the air through up into the brake pads and brake rotor area. I couldn't be happier with these, and as you'll see later on, they performed amazingly at the racetrack. My brakes did not fade at all. I was able to jump on the anchors right at the end of the straight, like between the 100 and the 50 meter mark before the end of turn 1 at the end of Sandown, which is almost a kilometre long straight. The next part we're going to throw up is the Undertray from AeroCut, and here, as you can see, made in Australia, most important. So there are ones available for D series, B series, and K series, and there's a few different changes like the height and also the space here for the oil. As you can see on the K series, it's over this side. On the B series, it's going to be over there. So they move that around, and obviously it sits a bit lower. Normally the headers of the B series come down under here, whereas this is all oil pan. The headers are back there. So I'm gonna fit this up and then I'll teach you why you need this. Because really, Honda guys, you actually need that, even if you're just running on the street. So let me fit this up. It's gonna be a little bit difficult because I have hacked and modified this. It's not the same as a normal Civic, so that's on me. So I'm gonna get that sorted first and then I'll show you why you need this. I did actually trim this one because I'm putting on my honed brake ducts, as you saw. Tray came all the way out here to help protect things like the pulley. So on a street car, that'll protect your pulley from rocks, sticks, everything like that. Same with your axles and same on both sides. Now, I said I was gonna tell you why you need one of those. So imagine the air going through the radiator, going straight through and then coming straight out the other side down under the car. You're gonna create a pressure zone under here. It's gonna create some lift and stuff. Plus also air's gonna come under the car and then go up into your engine bay, pressurize under here. It's not gonna be pulling cold air through your radiator. It's actually gonna be sending the air up behind the radiator, and it's not actually going to be going through the radiator, which is what you want. You want the air to go through the radiator, cool the water, and come out the other side, go past the engine or around the engine, or in my case, up out the CIRCUITWORX bonnet vent or around and under the car. But the main focus is to get the air to go smoothly under the car and smoothly through the radiator. So if you don't have a splash guard or an undertray or any of those things that come factory on these cars, which most people don't, the cars are 30 plus years old now, or some cases 40 plus if you've got an ED, they get munted, they get chucked in the bin, and this just becomes a high pressure, high heat, air goes up in this area and not through this area. Doesn't matter how fast you go or what kind of like style of bumper you've got, the air will still go under the car and sort of come up and get sucked up in here once it reaches this turbulent sort of area here under the car. I'm not a aerodynamics engineer, but that's how I understand it. So I highly recommend putting on a tray that goes underneath here to stop the air curling under and to make sure the air goes through your radiator and also around everything here. You don't want air going up underneath the car because that's going to create lift. It's going to lift the car up. It's not going to keep the pressure on the wheels and the car down, sucking down to the ground. If you have a tray, at high speeds, the car will actually suck down to the ground because the air is going around the car and over the car and not under the car. So that's a little, as best as I understand aerodynamics for that section here on the car, and why you definitely need an undertray. So those are at AeroCut's website. I will stick a link in the description. Same with the hone stuff. And now it's on to the CIRCUITWORX parts, which I've got over here. Alrighty, so the very next thing that we've got is again from my friend Mark over at CIRCUITWORX. He's up in Sydney. We went back and forth on the design for this. I did a lot of measurements myself for the heel plate, and when I put it in the car, I put it in the car offset on purpose because I knew there was going to be a cage going in there. We didn't just gloss over that in the last video. Some of you Hawkeyes would have seen there is a cage in the car now. I'm going to show you that in just a second. Let's talk about this for a couple of seconds. Now we have a very specially designed wideband mount for the Haltech, which I run Haltech in all my cars. Now these have a threaded insert in there, and when you pull on them, this sucks down tight, sort of bulges out, and then this acts as a rubber soft mount for your wideband controller. Same deal on the Elite 1500 and 2500 mount for the Haltechs. It's got the really awesome Infinity CIRCUITWORX logo in there. Bent, super lightweight, but super strong. The dimple dies make it really strong. It helps also with letting the heat escape around and getting airflow all the way around your ECU. These will help cool it. Not that that should be an issue because it is designed to run in hot areas, being a Haltech, and it's waterproof and all that sort of stuff. Here they are mounted up under my dash, and that's just how I've chosen to run them. Now you'll notice it is on a very slight angle, and that is because the fold in the floor has a slight angle. This one, again, it's slightly angled because of the back of the firewall there. It's really tidy, it's really neat, it's up out of the road, no one's gonna kick it on the floor, and they aren't gonna bang around under the dash. So yes, I do have a roll cage in the car now, and as you can see, I put that heel plate in the exact right position because it clears the side intrusion bar mount. Now this is a 4-point cage, but we've added in the side intrusion bar. So it doesn't quite count as a 6-point cage. We've got the 2 bars down the bottom, and then on the back, we've got the crossbar, and we've got the seatbelt bar. The roll cage was made by 21 Fab, local guy here again in Melbourne. Always use the local guys. I didn't get an off-the-shelf one, I got a custom built one. This one is tightly fitting to the car, fits absolutely perfectly, and can be modified and customized in the future. If I do want to run a full weld-in cage, we can have that done. If I want to, you know, take out those sidebars, I can do that. Whatever I want. If I want to unbolt it for now, I can. But I'd say the way this thing's going, we're probably going to get to a point where it's going to be a full weld-in, full race cage, and this is going to be a full time attack car one day. Alrighty, let's jump straight into some track stuff now. Now this is the first shakedown of the car. I'm getting ready for Honda Nationals and haven't really driven this car at all. I've driven it to and from the dyno since you've seen the car last, and it's stayed in the garage. It's a little bit too red hot for the street, so just to and from the track. Now, this is the first session of the day. It's an untimed session, and I'm glad it was untimed because I'm just cruising along. And we're on the yellow flag, so this is a caution lap. It's the out lap, and you'll see a Hyundai XL fly past me and overtake about 4 or 5 cars. Don't know what it is about these guys. They've got something to prove. I don't know what it is. And the Hyundai XL Cup guys, mate, there's some amazing drivers in that group. They've got nothing to prove to anyone. They're just out there on a budget, having a good time racing cars, as everyone should be. But every now and then you get some of these guys that have got some kind of a chip on their shoulder trying to prove something, and they're overtaking everyone on the out lap on the yellow flag, which is just stupid. But anyway, you can see me getting used to the car. There's a lot of miss shifts. You can see that I'm over revving it here and there. I'm getting used to the new gear ratio change. We're running a 5.06 ratio now instead of a 4.3. I didn't bring enough batteries with me to film my 3rd session, and I only did 3 sessions of the day. I managed to go from my 400 horsepower K-Swap Turbo, which did a 1 minute 29 point something, down to a 127.8, which is nearly roughly about 3 seconds quicker per lap. So I was stoked with that in the end. I ended up learning how to take the first corner in 4th gear instead of knocking it back to 3rd and over revving it. Through turn 2, 3 and 4, by the end of the day I was doing that in the top of 3rd gear, and over the back straight, taking that corner in 4th. I could probably do 5th with some aero or wing on the back, but all in all, just a bit of a learning curve, so don't go too harsh on me. The whole time I was out there driving, I was just thinking to myself, man, I feel like Eric Catil at the GLTC, or I feel like James Houghton in the TSX in GLTC, and the noises and just the feeling, and the LSD, the M Factory LSD that I got from Elusive, just a game changer. The grip, the Zestino tires, the brake ducts, everything just was all starting to come together. Like I said, the car's not finished. We've got a heap of work to do yet, but this is the first shakedown. The next one will be at Honda Nationals in September, and I just can't wait for that because I really, really love driving this car. It's gone from sketchy and scary to fun and enjoyable and just wanting to push more and more and more each time. So I started off at about 6/10, moved up by the end of that session to around about 8/10, and then in the 2nd and 3rd sessions, I reckon I was pushing probably 9/10, and sort of at the limit of my driving, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to go back to NA and build a track car so I could learn how to drive better. But yeah, I'll shut up now. Enjoy the racing, enjoy the car sounds, Don't go too hard on me for some of the gear changes. I'm still learning the ratio and how the car wants to behave. I reckon I could have been in a higher gear at almost every corner with this setup now. So once I get used to that, the numbers and the times are going to drop dramatically. And once I get some more seat time, they're going to drop even more. So thanks for watching and enjoy. Let me know what you think in the comments below.